I love it. I love seeing all the kids hanging out there. And we feel really, really privileged to have you guys on. And I know you're making a sacrifice to jump on at 3:30 in your afternoon with tons of kids around. What I'm going to do, you guys, besides just saying thank you, is I'm going to go ahead and start recording. We're going to have a lot of people probably jump on while this is going on. And I'd really like to turn it over to Rachel Neagle, who, Amy, I believe she was the one that initiated this all with you. And she shared with me her heart for why she wanted to connect with you guys. And so I'm going to turn it over to her so she can properly introduce y'all and set up the call for tonight. Okay, Rach, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, guys. How are y'all doing?
What's up, Rachel?
You? I was really blessed. Well, Becky and I really were both blessed that on the Diamond trip, we got to be part of a round table group with Erik and Amy. And we were just completely blown away by just their business acumen, their poise, their ideas, and their creativity for this business. And obviously, anytime you see a couple that has been able to build simultaneously alongside each other, all while having 7 children, you know that there's something pretty special there. So I invited them, asked them if they would do a team call for us, and they were super gracious to do that. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys now, and we are excited to hear from you.
Oh, well, thank you for having us, guys. Like what Becky was saying about being humble, that's how we feel. Like when we get asked to do these calls, we're like, what in the world? They want to hear from us? You know,
Seriously, what a privilege.
Yeah, it's such a privilege because basically you're entrusting your team to us for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And guys, we don't take that lightly. Y'all have great leaders. Your leaders know everything that Erik and I know. Your leaders are doing everything that we do, but sometimes when you hear it from somebody else, it comes off differently, and maybe a light bulb moment will happen for you. And that's why I ask other leaders like Rachel and Becky to get on our team calls so our leaders and our team can hear from them also. It's just a different perspective. And most of y'all, like our backstory is Erik and I were both active duty Air Force, and we both earned our degrees through the military. And I was a stay-at-home mom of 7. Erik earned a good degree, a good living, and I basically had no other desire in my heart to do anything but homeschool my 7 kids. And truthfully, if you have kids and you're on this call, you get how hard kids are. Like adding a business on top of that would probably drive me insane. Right. But we had good friends, the Abarts, that told us they were making about $60,000 a month when they flew over here to Kauai to visit us. And Erik looked at me and said, "Why are we not doing this? Amy, you need to start this business." And I thought, okay, I'll start. So I figured if I just told a few people about it and worked really hard, I had faith that we could do it. Even in those tough times when, you're like credit card issues, back office issues, whatever it was, my friends, my family, my best friends telling me, what did you get yourself involved in? This is just another MLM scam. I didn't let that put me down. I did not let that waver me from my true purpose and my belief in these products. I had an amazing testimony by health-wise. And so my belief was so strong on these products that people, if they told me no, I wasn't affected by it. I was not wavering. And so that is my first thing for you tonight, is if you are doubtful of these products, it will show in your countenance and when you're talking to people. People want what you have, but they only want it if you're 100% sold out to it. So research the ingredients. Do whatever it takes to get your belief solid. If you have a doctor on your team, like Thomas Hemingway, he's in the driveway right now. He's a doctor. And he was a total skeptic. It took me a year to get him and his wife, who's a registered nurse, because they didn't believe these products. They were naysayers. What if I would have, given up on them? What if I would have said something like, this doctor doesn't agree with it? What if I would have given up? We wouldn't both be diamonds right now. So it just takes a while. And Thomas himself will go emerald this month. So it just takes people seeing that you're for real about it, that you treat this as a business and not a hobby. This isn't a lottery ticket. This isn't something like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm going to work plexus for 3 or 4 months and hopefully I'll make $500, $600, $700, and I'll see a vision in this. You have to trust Rachel. You have to trust Becky. You have to see them for who they are. Real people pre-plexus, guys. They're still real people, but you know, real people working corporate America jobs, and they did this. And you can too. None of us are more special than you. None of us. We all had to start as a silver ambassador. We all had to be made fun of. We all had to put ourselves out there on social media. We all had to convince skeptical husbands. We all had to convince skeptical family members. But look at them now. We don't have haters right now. People are not hating on Erik and I. They're saying, how can I be like y'all, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Go ahead and hate, you know. But man, when Amy first started this business, I'd hear her talk about the compensation plan and, you know, how well people were doing with it and how great the products were. And I was thinking, man, this is just another MLM thing, right? There's a million companies out there like that. And there might be some people making money with it, but there's only a few at the very top, right? But, you know, it got real for us. You know, we met some folks and, you know, people that we'd known for a long time, and we kind of, you know, learned what they were actually earning with the company. And I thought, man, if they can do it, why not us? Like, we know these people. These aren't some people that got sent to a secret island somewhere to get some top secret network marketing training, right? These are just real folks. Like, we're real people. And, you know, I was a car salesman. Amy was a stay-at-home mom.
We don't tell people he was a car salesman.
I was a car salesman. All right. I sold new cars, though, and used car salesman. I mean, it's all good. I was an honest one, mostly. But, anyways, I mean, I always thought I'd be a car salesman for the rest of my life. You know, people get in a job like that, and I worked with guys that had been car salesmen for 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, how long can you possibly be a car salesman? And I didn't want to do that, right? I knew there was something better out there. And, you know, Plexus is just such a great opportunity. You know, it's not, like Amy said, it's not a golden ticket. You know, you can't just sign up for $34.95 and then just sit back and go diamond in a year. It just doesn't happen. But it is something where if you apply yourself, man, you have the opportunity to go as high as you want, as fast as you want. And I think people just need to wrap their heads around that. Like, hey, this is a legitimate opportunity, you know, and in a year or 2 or 4 or whatever it takes you, you know, you could look people in the headlights and say, I work for Plexus. It's a network marketing company. It's awesome. And you should join me, and completely have that belief, man. You can completely believe that, you know, you have the best opportunity and other people need that. They should wish they had it.
Mm-hmm. And Erik was a skeptic. So Erik's degree is finance and marketing. So he was finance in the military, in the Air Force.
That's what we shouldn't be telling people.
Yeah. So he was finance in the military, and then he earned his degrees.
Finance.
Combat. There was no combat. So anyway, so he knew what he was talking about, and he's always been very wise. He always invested our money wisely, but we were still looking. I mean, we live in Hawaii. It's a very expensive state. And we were looking at, you know, other residual income streams. We were doing real estate investing, but we were still looking at about 50 years old retiring. 50 years old, we were still budgeting. I still budgeted groceries. I still budgeted, you know, for us to go on a vacation, we saved up for a year or two, because you have to buy 9 plane tickets when you have a family our size.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So expensive. And guys, our whole life has changed. We're traveling the country with our kids in a bus, going everywhere. I mean, we're here in Hawaii with another family, Bridget Ryan. She's a diamond also. And they're here for a month with us with their 7 kids. We are traveling with some of our best friends, and they're not even on our team. That's what a blessing Plexus is. You make the best friends you've ever had. So if you're one of those people that didn't have a lot of friends growing up, that might not have been as accepted, you are accepted in the Plexus family, because we all love each other, we all support each other, and we all help each other. And so I want to challenge y'all that if you're looking to the left and the right, if you're looking at me, if you're looking at Erik, Rachel, Becky, and you're seeing their journey as only, you know, positivity, only as, you know, look at them, they're already diamonds, or they're already, you know, making a ton of money. That's why they are the way they are. It's not true, guys. If my journey stumbles you, unfollow me on Facebook. You know, I wanted to go really fast, and I worked really hard to get there. You know, this November will be our 2-year mark, and we both hit diamond in less than 2 years. And that's incredible, and that's not average. If you would have told me in 4 years I'd only be an Emerald Ambassador, making approximately $10,000, having a Lexus and a free family trip, I still would have done this business.
Absolutely.
I still would have worked really hard. So challenge yourself to 4 years with Plexus. You need to tell yourself, I'm committing to 4 years. I am not going to work this business for 8 months. And, you know, if I'm not a senior gold by then, I'm quitting and I'm selling leggings. No, you're going to work Plexus 4 years, be consistent, because guys, that's the key. It's being consistent and showing yourself as a person that believes in a company. This is your own business that you are going to commit to 4 years with. Guys, I promise you, if you commit to 4 years and you work this like a power hour every day, take Sundays off, whatever you want to do, work 1 to 2 hours for 4 years, I promise you, you will be an emerald. But you have to be coachable and you have to do the work, and you need to work every day for an hour doing income producing activity, not getting sucked into the vortex of Facebook, not getting sucked into, you know, trainings or team pages or all of this other stuff. That's all good and it's a great resource, but what's going to grow you is signing people up, finding business builders for your team. You need to constantly be signing people. We signed 12 people up the month before last, and out of those 12 people, they were all cold market contacts that we had just met at campgrounds or out and about in town. Only 2 of those are actively wanting the business. 2 out of 12. Now, I could cry and say, I'm a bad leader, and why are those 10 people not working hard? Well, guys, those 10 people just aren't hard workers, and they're not hard workers in their life probably anyways. Only 20% of people work. And so you are sifting for gold right now. You are looking for people that want this like you do. Erik, I like to tell this story. We just looked it up yesterday. We're just going to be real about the compensation plan. It's amazing. In January, Erik's paycheck was $3,000. In January, Erik made $3,000. He was a senior gold in December. So his paycheck was $3,000. It is now, what, October. So in September, his paycheck was like $23,000. So he went from $3,000 in January to $23,000. And I don't even know how many months that is. 8, 9 months, 10 months?
We're not even good at math.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be good at math to be good at Plexus. It's such a great business, guys. But really, like, you know, like Amy said, out of those 12 people, 2 are working. All right. You can't get bent out of shape about that. Not everybody's going to be a hard worker. There's always going to be people that just enjoy working for other people for the rest of their lives, and that's okay. But there's a lot of people out there like you, like us, that think, man, there's got to be a better way. Like there's got to be a better plan than working your tail off for 30, 40 years and retiring when you're 50 or 60 or whatever it is. And then finally having the freedom. You know, I always thought, man, is that really going to be me? Am I going to retire when I'm like 55 or 60 years old? And am I going to go be a greeter at Walmart just because I'm so bored? I mean, what kind of life is that? You know, don't you always wish you could do that backwards, right? Like retire in your 30s and then maybe work a little harder later on. But, you know, really, whether it's Plexus or some other small business, Plexus just happens to be the easiest business for all of us right now. But even if you had like an electrical company and say more competition moved into your area, you'd probably want to like expand your horizons and say, okay, well, I'm not just going to do electrical. Maybe I'll branch out and do security systems and home theater, right? Like you're going to find ways to generate more business. Well, if you feel like you're stuck in your current market, like if you've exhausted all of your warm market and you feel like, you know, your area just doesn't have any more people for Plexus, like in your immediate social group, then expand your social group. Find other ways, other social media outlets, join a club. Just get out there and talk to people at the grocery store. But it works, guys. You know, those 12 people that we signed up, I mean, those are just people that we met, you know, at campgrounds, out on the street, grocery stores, wherever we were. But
And this month, like this incentive Plexus offers is
huge.
Crazy. This is like, I tell people this month you need to go to your shareholders, like what Carrie Wilkerson said at the Jules training. And she basically said, you go to your shareholders, which are your family members, and you say to them, guys, this is the biggest incentive Plexus has ever offered. And I want you on board and I want you to help me. I might not have home cooked meals on the table every day. Might not be a perfect home because this month I'm taking advantage of this. I'm going to get a double bonus and I'm going to help my team members under me get a double bonus. And so this month is very, very exciting. Erik and I have to sign 6 people up and 2 customers, and we don't say things like, oh, I hope we can do that. Oh, I don't know. That's going to be really hard. No, we say there's no other option. There's no plan B. We're signing 6 people up and we will make it happen. And so once you commit to yourself and you say things to yourself that, you know, I can do this. I can be Rachel. I can be a diamond. I can be, you know, Becky. I'll be a diamond too. You don't need a ton of level 1s to go diamond. You need a lot of good people, a few good people. That's pretty much what you need. You don't need, I always say it's quality over quantity. You're basically signing people up and you're sifting for gold and you're hoping a few of them see the vision with you. And guys, just keep it in perspective. You will be a jewel if you consistently work this business for 4 years. I always compare it to the Shark Tank. People go in there and they're willing to be in the red when they're starting their own business for 4 years, 5 years, and they know because they have such belief in themselves and their company that they're going to be, you know, jewels. They're going to be making a ton of money, like with their company. So if you could put that into like an analogy with plexus and just go all the way to the top, guys, it's there waiting for you. You know, just have belief in the products, have belief in the compensation plan, and realize that you are not selling something people don't need. You know, I did not need, as a homeschool mom of 7 living, you know, out of envelopes, I didn't need a new piece of jewelry. I didn't need new clothes, but I needed health. I needed energy. I needed a way to make money so my family could go on vacation together. You know, so you're selling something that people need. So don't be embarrassed to share it. Be very excited because you have something everyone needs.
Yeah, and write your why on your wall. Like, go grab the biggest permanent marker that you have in your house right now or a can of spray paint and just put it somewhere super obvious. I mean, you can always repaint the wall, right? But just figure out what your why is if you haven't already. If you know why you want to be successful, why you want to be a plexus jewel, just write that on the wall, like somewhere you're going to see it every single day, multiple times a day. Keep that laser focused, right? Like, we had a really good why. Amy wanted me to come home from work, and I didn't want to work anymore. I wanted to be with my family and with my kids, and I wanted to have some time freedom. And, you know, Brooke, she wanted her husband, Thomas, not to work 80 hours a week in 2 jobs, you know, on different sides of the island to pay off student loan debt and whatever else they had to do it for. She wanted to be able to, you know, supplement their income enough where he as a doctor could scale it back to, you know, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, you know, so that he could be there with his kids. He could be there today with us, you know, having a barbecue at his house on Wednesday?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. So make your why, put your why right in front of your face. Like, make that your driving force, and that'll get you to the jewel rings. That'll make your business successful because you'll have something to work for.
Yeah, and that's funny. I really don't know what day it is because I feel like our life is a permanent vacation now.
With Zooms in there too.
With Zooms, yeah.
Hey, can I ask a question to Erik? Erik, what do you say to skeptical husbands? What did you say to Brooke's husband? What's your speech? Because we've got a lot of people who have husbands that don't really get how crucial their support is of their wife's plexus business, or even to a husband who's contemplating, oh, maybe this is a woman's industry. Give us your pep talk.
Yeah, you know, well, it typically is like a field that's largely dominated by women, and that's fine with me. You know, as long as my woman's one of the women that's doing well in the company. I mean, great, dominate the heck out of it, right? But you know, what I say to husbands is, like, you know, it's pretty universal. Like, guys aren't that complicated, right? Like, we need just a few things to be happy, and you know, we all really want the same thing. We want to be happy where we work. We don't want to go to work and work for somebody that we can't stand, or, you know, have to deal with coworkers that we don't like every single day, or going a long commute. You know, there's things about our jobs that we really don't like as men, and we would all love some time freedom. I mean, what guy doesn't want to be able to, you know, take off in the middle of the week and go hunting, or go sit in this tree stand all night and not have to worry about getting up in the morning, or, you know, go on vacation like 3 or 4 times a year with this awesome company. I mean, the cool thing is that, you know, with plexus, it's scalable. Like, you don't have to as a guy quit your day job right away and then take this huge jump with plexus. All you have to do is support your wife, which you should be doing in any one of her ventures anyways. You know, even if she goes and gets an ugly haircut, you should tell her hair looks nice, right? So if she's working this plexus business, and you've got a wife that is excited about this plexus thing, and she's willing to work hard to get to the top, just do what you got to do to support her. Just, suck it up. Like, don't go out with the guys one night when they're having when your wife plans an opportunity meeting, and just watch the kids for the opportunity meeting. Just encourage her along on this plexus thing. Even if you don't feel like you want to jump in there and start telling people about the pink drink. I didn't either. I would tell some people about it, but, I would basically tee people up for Amy. I would say, hey guys, I mean, it's not like I would tell people that were sitting at my desk at the car dealership, like, hey, looks like you need to lose some weight. My wife's got the solution for her. Here's your phone number. But, the people that you run across, the contacts that you have, maybe your buddies' wives, just get them in contact with your wife. Do what you can to support her. And then I guarantee you that you'll get on board once you see those paychecks rolling in. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, once you see those deposits hitting your bank account and you're like, man, my wife's making more than me. And what, you mean we have to go shopping for a Lexus? It's a Lexus Plexus is paying for? That's incredible. What, we're going to Hawaii next year? Who knew? Like, once you see that stuff happening, fellas, I mean, you'd have to be blind not to jump in head first and just be all on board at that point. But for now, right, just support your wife. Just be proud of her and help her along the way. Do what you can to help make it easier for her to build her business.
And women, I will tell you this also, because men, I think a lot of the reason that husbands are so anti-plexus is because we get so involved with plexus that we completely, like, we're on our phones all the time, we're ignoring our kids, we're, not making supper, and they're not a priority. And so a lot of times your husbands work, so work plexus while he's working. That's what I did. Erik worked a regular job, so I did most of my business while he was at work. So he didn't see how many hours I was really putting in. To make Diamond that quickly for both of us, I was working at least 8 to 10 hours a day. I know that sounds crazy, but that is pretty much what I was working, a regular job. But I am a type A, I'm red, and I wanted to go as quick as possible, and I wasn't happy, like, going slower. So for my personality, I knew I had to put in 8 to 10 hours, but I also knew to keep him happy, I couldn't be on my phone all day when he came home from work. So you also have to be cognizant of your husband's needs, your family's needs, and you don't want them to be bitter against plexus. Yeah. And so our family, we push plexus as a husband-wife, as a family-centered business. So our team is a lot of husband-wife couples because we do Zooms with our new ambassadors as husband-wives. So we say things like, hey, would your husband get on with you? And Erik and I will talk to a husband-wife, and we say to them, he says, my degree is finance and marketing. I backed my wife because of the compensation plan, and this is her health story. And so we talk, we push this as a family-centered business. And when I changed that thought process where it wasn't just me leading my team, when we changed that, it transformed our business because it is a family business, guys. When you do events, take your kids and have them set up and have them handing out the pink drink. Have your husband there telling his testimony and, helping, introducing, plexus at the very beginning. And so make it a family business, and then your husband will be more supportive.
I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Erik.
Oh, I was just going to say real quick, like along those same lines, a lot of the things that like you ladies can do to help your husbands be more supportive, I mean, right along the same lines that Amy's talking about. So there's just like some super simple, practical stuff, right? I mean, stuff that we should be doing anyways. So, you can't let plexus completely take over your lives. Like when you crawl into bed at night together, you can't like sit on your phone until 11:30 until your husband's dead asleep, and neglect your husband and then wake up the next morning and expect him to be, super excited about your plexus business, right? Like people have needs. So make sure you're taking care of that stuff and not putting plexus in its place. But, it's so much fun to work this with your spouse. And I mean, it's the perfect family business. You can do it from anywhere. You're helping people get healthy and the upside potential is just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. You guys, you completely delivered tonight. We had a lot of anticipation about this call, and I have to say, I love what you said. I mean, I saw light bulbs going off for all of us, Amy, when you said that y'all pitch this as a family business and you get the husbands involved immediately and have them at events and things like that. I love that. And I think that's something that we've really been looking to train our teams to do as well. So I appreciate you guys sharing that with us. Becky, do you have anything else?
No, other than just to say thank you. And thank you so much, too, for modeling how Plexus can really bless a marriage, how it can be just a gift to a family, especially a large family like you guys have. I followed so many of your live Facebook Live videos lately, Amy, and your excitement and your joie de vivre, just all of that. You are pumped to be a mom and a wife who's doing Plexus, and you come off as, both of you guys come off as so genuine. And I want to say, Erik Paul, don't you apologize for being a car salesman. When you spoke from that perspective at our Diamond meeting, I was like, who's that guy? That's Erik Paul. I'm listen up right. I mean,
he had a great idea too. He had an excellent idea.
You guys have some good wisdom, and we are just really thankful and grateful to experience some of that tonight. And we know you want to go hang out with your gaggle of kids and the Hemingways. And we're just so grateful to y'all for taking a half hour out of your very busy day in your lives to pour some good truth into us.
Well, we're honored. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks for asking us.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a great time the rest of the month in Hawaii, and we'll see you at Leaders Retreat.
See you in Dallas, guys.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, Rach, any thoughts to cap off tonight's call?
You know, I will say one of the things that I loved, and Amy's such a little spitfire. I mean, I'm like, no wonder I liked her so much from the get-go. But y'all, what she said about unshakable belief in the products, and that if you are having doubts about the products, it will show in your countenance. Y'all know that I am a product of the product. You know that I am an avid researcher of the products. If you are lacking in belief in the products right now, allow us to pour into you. I promise you there is nothing else like this out on the marketplace. And we are so incredibly blessed that not only do we have these incredible products, but we have them at a really great price point. Something that is, you know, really affordable for most families. And so I just thought that was one of the really great points that she made that was a standout to me.
Yep. Guys, I just want to say thank you. Again, we can't reiterate it enough. I want to piggyback on the one thing that I think you all need to hear from Amy, and that is that this month is going to go quickly. These incentives are something that Rachel and I have never seen since we've been with Plexus for over 2.5 years. The whole purpose for Rach and I now has shifted really to helping you guys make the ranks and the goals and the financial freedom that you want to make. That's our whole joy in doing this. So all I can tell you is run fast and hard this month. Don't say I want it, but then not put in those daily action steps, the daily IPA. If you're not a part of these groups that we've been forming that we posted about the other day on the Well Team page, and we might need to re-up that post again, get some people around you, get a part of some accountability groups, some community that can encourage you and challenge you. You guys, stick with it. You heard Amy Paul say tonight, you need to give this 4 years and you will be a jewel. Don't miss out, especially this month, just to really let God bring some extra freedom, some extra leeway into your lives. And please know that we are praying for you guys. We care about you, and we're here to encourage you and answer questions too. So I think with that, it's 9 o'clock in Texas. And so we're going to bid you guys good night. I have recorded this call and we'll post it later on our team page. Thank you guys so much who really made a part of your night to jump on. We really appreciate you guys. Night, everyone.